may be watching this transmission. 'Tis I, Mike Martins. Hope everyone's doing good out there. I got my coffee ready. Who's joining me this morning for coffee? It is a nice, mild, warm day, semi-warm day, depending on where you are, on what is considered warm here in Merritt, BC. I'll be at the shop pretty much for most of the day. I'll be here the whole day till close. So if anybody wants to come down and say hi or meet up with me, I'll be here pretty much for the day. Let me turn off the ceiling fan. I'm just circulating some air here at the shop, just moving some air around, opening the front door. Oh, we got Patriot Canadian in the house. Good to see you. How you doing this beautiful morning? And who else we got here? Man, I gotta get glasses. Avatar 2022. Hey, Avatar, hope you and the family are doing well. Yeah, we're doing real good. We're doing real good. Hope you are too. We're just kind of watching the show one day at a time as it goes by. And I think we are in this precipice of wait time, I think. I think we're in a wait time now in this world. In a worldly level, I think we're more in a wait time schedule now. All of us are. Depending where we're at with what, right? We got to be super vague on here. Got my coffee. And here at the shop. I seen your video with uneducated economists. You failed to mention that we in Canada have the Bill of Rights and it's valid and it has been recently victorious. Okay. Yeah, well, it doesn't take much. Like, okay, let's take a look at what's happening down in Florida. Okay, it's very important. Very important what's happening in Florida. Governor DeSantis is telling all the foreign investing, all the money that's been poured in, or basically telling China to go to hell. Go to hell, China. We don't want your investment here in Florida. Because Governor DeSantis, I'm very sure of the 5,000 videos I've made about disenfranchising middle-class Canadians, Australians, people in blue states of America, New Zealanders. I'm pretty sure he kind of understands what's going on here, right? So, life is short, says Good Shepherd. He was smiling. I was like, wow, buddy. The Saxon of Reverstoke in the house. Cool man in the house. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys, for joining me for coffee. I really appreciate that. Yeah, this is a waiting period now. Somebody asked me, Mike, what's going on? You kind of been silent on maybe predicting things or figuring things out or connecting the dots or, trying to make sense of what's been going down. Well, here's the deal. It's very simple. We're in a wait period, right? Chess pieces are moving on the board. Chess pieces are moving. They're sending more tanks to the Ukraine. And you know what the funny part is about them sending those tanks to the Ukraine? This is the funny part about it. Ukraine did have tanks. I think Ukraine had 1,600 or 2,200, don't quote me on it, tanks at the beginning of this war. And guess what? They all got blown up. Or blown up and destroyed, okay? So now they're sending another 2,200 or 1,700 tanks to their deaths or to their destruction. So, very interesting. Very interesting how things are turning around, and they are, again, it all goes back to the money laundering. It goes back to, we're in this position because no one's taken accountability with the repo markets, with the dangerously low interest rates that they've put us into to allow first-time home buyers across the English-speaking world to get into their own housing. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Oh, we're going to get you a first-time home buyer loan that you have to pay back at 4% VIG. 4% VIG. Within 2 years, if you don't pay it, you got to pay VIG on it. So, okay, let's go open the comments. Oh, the comments are going. The comments are going. Agreed with you what you say about Florida. Your prediction about Texas, I believe you are correct. I don't know if I'm right about anything at all. It's just what I'm feeling. It's just what we're feeling. It's just like it's okay to be right, but feeling right about something I think is more, you know how I feel about feelings, right? It's all dog poop, right? But it's that gut feeling, right? It's that gut feeling that makes a good policeman because he goes with his gut and actually solves a 30-year cold case file, right? It's that gut we're feeling. Yes, your feeling is accurate. There it is. Yeah, so what's everyone getting up to, man? It's guys, Mike in the night. We're gonna open up the lines to first time callers, if that's okay with you guys. Want to get some fresh voices on Mike in the night across the Commonwealth. We are, we're not too many episodes away from episode 500. We do an episode a week, and we are on Rumble now, guys. Oh, I've been on Rumble just putting replays. We don't stream on Rumble because we got kind of like suspended from Rumble, so they stopped us from streaming on there. So there it is right there. I even paid for a membership on Rumble to stream. There it is. Odyssey, guys. Get over to Odyssey if you want to join. Go ahead and join. And lots of good videos here. There is Mike of the Night right there. We had Supreme Cannon on co-hosting the show with me. He actually hosted most of the show. And there it is right there. Let me just open it up here. Let me just fast forward so you can see him. Good old Supremo here in the house on Mike in the Night, episode 478. We are approaching episode 500 this summer. There it is right there. And we get, oh, where's Supreme? I thought he was, oh, he's a little bit further back maybe. Hold on. No, that's an article. Got to be careful with these articles. Yeah, it could get me banned from, oh, there he is right there. A good old Supreme Cannon. And 478, going over things and taking your calls. Okay, guys, we are on Rumble. You can follow me on Facebook if you'd like. I've been on Facebook. Facebook is the only page that hasn't never suspended me in the 10 years I had my fan page on there. And just my good morning picture there, just to wish people a good morning. But there it is right there. I am on Twitter. We got Twitter files, but here it is right here. If you want to find us on Twitter, go here, guys. We're on Twitter too. So there it is right there. I don't have many people following me on here, but I do put stuff up here if you guys want. And yeah. And I'm gonna get the mayor, Mike, to come on the channel. Mayor wants vax mandate lifted for healthcare workers to keep hospitals open. So I'm gonna get him on the show here. He comes to visit me. He comes to visit me like 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. We usually just watch some sports, hang out, talk. We don't really go into too much politics, but we just talk like friends. We're just friends, right? Hanging out and just shooting the breeze, so to say, right? So I'm gonna get him in here, and I'm gonna get him to talk about this on what's going on, because he is very, very wanting to reopen this. Yeah. Do you have a toll-free number for call-ins, Mike? Dude, just add me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980. That's how everybody gets a hold of me, is on Skype, right? Just call me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980. Add me on Skype. Tell me who you are. Trump 1. Just say, hey, Mike, it's Trump 1. And I'll get you on the show. Come on. Tell us what's on your mind. And so, yeah, I'm just going through some headlines here. This is, I guess, Australian news here. I don't know what's going on. They don't even have anything they're reporting on that makes any, there's the Prime Minister of England there, fined by police for not wearing a seatbelt. There's no real, I'm just trying to see if there's anything they're 200 arrested. There's nothing here. Australia's doing a good job keeping the lid on. Better dwelling. Bank of Canada raises rates. Conditional pause. Due to strong economy. Oh, strong economy. So what did we say on here? Well, let's go back to what we said on here. Let's go to rates 2022. And I have to bring this up because it's very important, because I get a lot of people calling me out There it is. There's a video we made 4 years ago. Interest rates are headed to 9% by 2022. Interest rates are headed to 9%. Must watch or inflation will creep up. My opinion, interest rates need to slowly creep up to about 9 to 11% to end by the end of 2022, or people won't be able to buy food. Yes, people will be priced out of food. Most economists and bankers. So that's my opinion there. That's what I was saying and warning people about. And we have a lot of videos we put up here. Thousands of videos. For the last 10 years now, we've been putting up videos here warning the masses. And yes, rates need, again, this is old news. I'm not going to get into old news because this is, here on this channel, we're years ahead of everything else. You know what I'm saying? Other channels come here to feed or to pick up word salads or discussion piece topic ideas, and then they go run with it. All right, so last seven major elections that happened around the world, we predicted the outcomes on them because it was all rigged, everything. And we even predicted snap elections before they even were called 11 months before. So, yeah, I know, it's a bit of an ego, but you know what? I don't want to be right about this crap. I really want... I don't want to be right about this. I don't want to be right about a lot of the stuff we talk about on Mike in the Night. With people calling in with injuries and all kinds of stuff and family and this. You know, I get emails all the time and messages from people. Go to the comments section in the last couple of videos and see what people say about brother here in the hospital and sister is out with this and this and that and losing neighbors on their street to turbo cancer and one after another. And yeah, it's depressing. But who else is here? We got Trump 1. Yeah, just add me on Skype. Trump 1, Mike Martins 1980, all one word. Daniel's in the house. What's up, buddy? Thumbs up. CJ in the house. What's up, CJ? The Saxon. I just got outbid on a farm. It feels like a punch in the gut, says Trump 1. You feel like you got outbid? Well, watch this, buddy. I got one for you. I got one for you. Let me see if it comes up. I got one for you, buddy. Oops. Let me see if it comes up. Let's see if it comes up. There's a really good one I did for you guys. Damn, I can't find the article. I can't find it. Yeah, sorry guys. There was Buddy's been kind of like, he got outbid on a farm. So let me find it for you guys here. Let me just see if I can find the article. So you could see what happened in Canada in 2016. And you guys could see what we've been dealing with. And that's why I've been warning Americans about Amerifornia, that America will turn into California. So here it is. This is from the Canadians Broadcasting Crap, CBC. Farm in Richmond, BC sells for more than 100 times its assessed value. Property sells for $9.2 million, despite being assessed at $85,000 in 2017. So there you go, guys. And then November 28, 20. So at the beginning of the year, probably it was assessed at 85 large. Now it's sold for $9.2 million. And the problem with the province I'm in the southern parts, they're not growing food anymore. They're just building these McMansions on these farmlands. So, yeah, Patriot Canadian saying, wow, yeah, I covered this story when it came out on the channel. I've been warning people about the Chinese Communist Party takeover here in Canada. Nobody, everyone just dismissed me as a wingnut, right? So when I put that video up the other day, that I'm not going to bring that up. I'm not going to bring that up because I don't want to get my channel flagged because I've already been suspended 15 times on here. And I'm not getting suspended anymore on here. I just want to... Hey, Tig Nim in the house. How you doing? We got, artbydano.com, artbydano.net. Don't forget to check him out. So, everyone's tuning in, drinking some coffee, some water, Joe. Monica Turk in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. So, just here at the shop. I'll be here all day if anybody wants to come down and see me. I'll be here. What else? Beef brisket. Making smanchies with it. Making samanchies? Oh, there's Blinky Bill in the house. Good morning. Across the river in Calgary, southeast, we still have cows, but I hear is not pretty up north. They jack fuel here in Manitoba 15 cents overnight. Thank you for updating us on that. Oh, sandwiches. Oh, was it spelled wrong or am I just going blind? Maybe I'm going blind, guys. I blame my poor reading habits. It's the print is so tiny on the side of the phone. Hey, it's Mad Max in the house. Good to see you. Good morning, Mike. In the night. Huge layoffs coming in the forest sector. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of people here in the lumber industry here that are waiting for contracts to be approved to allow them to go to work. And all they have to do is sign a piece of paper to allow, in my immediate area right here, roughly 15 to 1,700 people to go back to work. So they're waiting on that. So they're waiting on, remember when I did that video and everyone was beating me up on it? How, okay, did you guys... okay, I did a video about Biden canceling drilling permits about a year ago, and they're canceling, and it's a war, an energy war. Remember when they canceled the Keystone Pipeline here in Canada? When Biden took office, the first thing he did was stop the oil pipe or the pipeline. Do you remember that in Alberta? And then everybody that was anti-Trump was like, "Oh, I guess Biden's doing the right thing by canceling this," right? And it disenfranchised and impoverished a lot of Albertans out of work, right? Right. So now, with the canceling of drilling permits and all that stuff for oil and fracking or whatever you want to, whatever it is, like 31 or 34,000 permits canceled. I got the number here, but now the milling, I don't know milling, but cutting permits are basically for, I'm not sure if it's the mill rights. I'm not sure what level of wood it's at. You guys understand what I'm going with here? Like, so something's happening and permits for cutting trees basically are not being signed and allowed. So that's becoming a major problem. And I'm noticing the traffic of the rigs that come through here with the logs on the back. I'm not seeing anything anymore. I'm not seeing them as I usually see them. I'm seeing once in a blue moon a truck come by with wood. But once in a blue moon. I'm not seeing it like 6-7 times a day. Right? Okay, I remember the energy shutdown. Hey, Mike. Yeah, Monica Kiwi, New Zealand. Hey, Mike. Quiet here in New Zealand. Something's brewing. A lot of Muppets being smashed now as they are coming off fixed first and second year mortgages. Yep. We talked about this problem about New Zealand's impoverishing middle class, right? And that's why I got a cease and desist from the political administration there in New Zealand. Let's see what that one was. There was one I was looking at. I think it's economic takeover. We did an economic takeover series on the channel, and it was kind of important because now everything's happening. Okay, let's see if we could find it here. Real estate economic takeover, worldwide housing destruction ahead. It's an economic takeover, Chinese money laundering 5 years ago. Let's see if we could find that New Zealand one. Disastrous takeover, New Zealand. There was one I did that was very in-depth, and it was really well made. Look, Australian economic takeover via real estate. There it is, 4 years ago. There's the energy wars. Drilling permits canceled. Massive energy wars. Government takeover. Where is it? New Zealand economic takeover. And look, I really took my time to make this video for you guys, but I don't think nobody saw it. New Zealand economic takeover via real estate. Kiwi middle class under economic attack. It's a big joke, and they're playing with different people's lives and screwing people's futures for potential to live a normal life in New Zealand. So there's people watching this in New Zealand right now that could actually contest to that's happening there too. So look at that. I did a really good video, and look, I even put New Zealand society divided by wealth, and went over this and discussed the economic takeover and how people are being basically disenfranchised and all this criminality that's happening there. So yeah, I've been very on the pulse with this stuff for you guys. Chinese buying up America. So I've been warning. I've been really trying to get this word out for you guys. And luckily you guys know, right? Put your trust in Jesus. Yeah, right here. Oh, where's my cross here? My dad's cross there. No problem. In southern Missouri, sunshine and Missouri sunshine and a fascist American government by Christie. Yeah, it's all a selection, not an election. We said that here 4 years ago maybe. Bill C-15. Now people are talking about all these different bills. Passed Bill 36 in BC that will kill employees of Canadian proper healthcare workers that don't have the juice. So I'm going to get Mike on. I'm going to make a video with Mike, the mayor of Merritt here, who actually is standing up to this. It's right here. He's standing up to this. Merritt mayor wants vax mandate lifted for healthcare workers to keep hospitals open. And I'll get him to come in and comment on that in person and see basically what's going on, and or to discuss his perspective, you know, because sometimes when they write articles, sometimes they don't really tell the full story. That's how it rolls, right? South Dakota governor said no more China land grabs in her state. That's right. That's right. I actually got an email from somebody in South Dakota. Somebody in South Dakota that's in some sort of government level land agency that emailed me. I thought I was getting sued, and they're like, no, basically, Mike, we are appreciative of all your warnings of China land grabs, they said, and waking up people in the English speaking world. I thought I was getting sued when I saw the email. So people are seeing this. People are waking up. You hear the guns these old Chinese guys used. One MAC-10, the other Chinese gun. Really wild guns for old days. Okay. Anyways, so people in the comments getting all biblical here. I hope everybody's doing good, man. I really hope everybody's doing good out there. I think we're gonna go through this. Yeah, the whole Ukraine thing is fizzled out. They're sending more tanks to get blown up. Ukraine did have, I think, don't quote me, maybe put in the comments below, 1,600 tanks, 2,200 tanks at the beginning of the war. See the quotations? War, and that they started, and they don't have any anymore. So, yeah. Mike, Mike, he, yeah, Mike, he is talking about the last mass shooting. Yeah, mass shootings are gonna. There was always, to be honest with you, there was always problems with shootings all over the place. But the problem is they're making it obviously full front and center so they could take the away the Second Amendment from the Americans, the right to bear arms. And no, the right to bear arms is the only reason why most of America or most Americans are free, right? Uh, when they start disarming the public, like they did in New Zealand, in Australia, and Canada, they're coming after hunters here, rifles. They're coming after the hunters here for hunting rifles, basically. In Canada. So they're pulling every which way humanly possible. Okay, Mike, I really appreciate your video the other night on Rumble. Yeah, I just put the replays up on Rumble if you guys don't mind. I'll put up the replays on Rumble, okay, guys, for Mike in the Night. Because some people like to turn their screens off and just listen to the audio, and which is fine. And yeah, there's a lot of places, like what I've been hearing is just resyndicating the show, right? So sometimes they ask me, Mike, don't swear too much, we get it. Maybe start using other words so we can actually really syndicate you across America and Canada, whatnot, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to be that kind of voice. Mind you, I've been one of the oldest voice. We're post-COVID. I think we are 10 years. Sorry, pre-COVID here. So we're 10 years pre-COVID. We've been on social media, waking people up 8 or 10 year, more, maybe more, pre-COVID. Those people who blurt out Jesus are usually just the pamphlet readers or drug addicts in recovery. And we got Trudeau won't be able to go out in public anymore. U.S. sending 31 M1 Abrams to Ukraine. It takes a year to learn that equipment. Well, it's not only that, is Ukraine's tanks all got blown up at the beginning of the war that they started. So that's a big problem, right? That people are not seeing that, right? So they're just gonna blow them all up when they arrive. It's a no, not trying to be mean, just being honest. Mike, do you have spurs on your boots? No, I don't. I gotta get out riding again. I found a farm that's got a few horses on it, and they basically told me I could come and ride. I haven't ridden in, damn, man. I think the last time I really rode a horse, distance wise, was in Mexico, and it wasn't one of those sightseeing tours in Mexico. No, my friend had a ranch, a decent sized ranch in the southeast part of Guerrero, close to Acapulco, and he had 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 or 10 horses there. And then when I was in Juliantla, I that's the part of Mexico I was in for a long time. It was Juliantla, and the guy that lived beside me, or way down this block from me, was a famous mariachi singer named Juan Sebastian, and he didn't have horses, but his brother that lived in front of him had hundreds of horses, all over, running wild, all over, just everywhere, and so I used to ride horses there quite a bit and get out and just kind of, explore in rural parts of Mexico, right? Okay, what's going on? Zoolander, aka Trudeau protesters, we out in Hamilton last night. Yes. Thanks. Just a suggestion. Forgive me, Mike Martins. Forgive me, Mike. Thanks for all you do, says Alex Browning. Cowboy hats are the only hat that doesn't make my head look like a potato. It's annoying to see so-called Christians swearing. Hey, I'm Roman Catholic. Mike, what do you think the election this year? Yes or no? Again, let's go back to this bold statement I made that I got pooped on really hard. That I just believe that there won't be another. There's just too much accountability, guys. And when I say accountability, the amount of accountability out there is so horrendous, guys, that you guys will not, you just won't believe it when you actually know the amount of accountability that's out there. Here it is, guys. A month ago, I made a video. Why Canada will not have another federal election, or something's going to give somewhere. Unless they pass a law where the next administration that comes in won't investigate the previous administration for wrongdoing. And then that's high treason. That is considered high treason against its citizens. If the previous administration did something bad to us and we're not allowed with the next administration that we vote in to be allowed to investigate them, then what's the point? What's the point? Right? So we got, oh, Pete! We got Pete Swag in the house. How you doing, Pete? Found out the trash bags was invented in the lovely city of Winnipeg. Harry Westlack, 1950. Mike, is there fentanyl showing up in Merritt? It's here in Mackenzie. You know, I don't really follow what's happening with the whole drug scene, to be honest. I really don't. Not putting... I just don't know anything about it. I don't know... it's affecting a lot of Canadians. We covered this whole thing for a while now. But... Oh, Pete's going to call this Saturday? Yeah, call whenever you want, Pete. Anytime. Did you know Manitoba got tax-free for 1 year and it helped the entire province prosper? It was 1972. Yeah, we pay too much taxes here. Like my shipping, like what I pay for shipping, like what I pay to ship my stuff, I can't ship anymore. I am no longer shipping any of my stuff anymore because I can't afford to ship it. Like to ship a board game, it's like $70. And it's like scratching my head thinking, is this even worth it now? Like shipping is not a viable thing. And I want to tell you guys a little secret. My sales in the month of January actually have gone up almost like 30%. And I'm doing okay. I'm actually doing okay. And do you know why? Because shipping is getting expensive and people are coming here to buy in person. So a couple of people the last couple of days have been coming in, buying board games. I'm like, oh, thank you. I've never met you before. Oh, I bought my stuff online, but it's getting too expensive to ship it. So I'm just going to come here and buy it now. So shipping is getting expensive to a point where people are actually going back into stores to buy stuff, right? I like that hat. Yep, shipping sucks. In Canada, it does. Like for me to ship that board game to Vancouver, and it's 3 hours away by car, would cost me $70, $50, $70. But for me to ship that board game from, let's say, Blaine, Washington, like right on the U.S. border, like in Washington State, Blaine, Washington, all the way down to Key West, Florida, on Roosevelt Boulevard, that board game would probably cost me $19 US with tracking to ship. Here, 3 hour drive, $70. $70. That's 50 American to ship that 3 hours away. When I buy a book from Germany, the shipping was $50 or more. Yeah. Shipping is we're getting crippled, and we're getting crippled with importing charges too. The importing charges are destroying us from allowing to buy more competitive prices overseas, or because you're not going to buy it locally, or locally is closed down. Like these stores are all closed down. Everything's closing down. So you're not going to buy it locally, and they're going to make it impossible for you to afford the shipping. Woo! Just stay local. Yep. We are subsidizing Amazon free shipping. Yes, we are. We have been for, oh God, I don't know, 9 years now? 11 years? Yeah. To send a DVD from Edmonton to Vancouver, right? And that's what, 1,100 miles? How much? $19. Is Merritt in a depression? Well, you know, we're still getting over the floods. We're getting over the fires. We're getting over the COVID. We're getting over all the BS, basically, all the stuff that's been happening, and we got a good new mayor here in town, and he's actually a very good friend of mine, and comes to visit me regularly, and he's very on trying to get things working here, so to say, right? They used to give a discount on shipping if it's a textbook or something educational in the U.S. I don't think it's like that here. The PV Veres video yesterday going viral today. That's Mr. IMC in the house. Mr. IMC reporting for Mike in the Night. I still have that video on my backup channel, guys. And I'm going to start cleaning up some of the backup channel videos that weren't taken down off of YouTube and putting them on the main channel with lots of good interviews. And we had a lot of people for Mike in the Night on the ground in Ottawa, Winnipeg, Alberta, all over Canada. And it's really good that we have a lot of people in different countries that I never would have thought of, like East Timor. Someone messaged me from that the other day. It allows me to brush up on my Portuguese. It isn't getting rusty, but it's good to read in different languages. So I got a message in from East Timor regarding the documentary I made 7 or 8 years ago, Genocide in Timor-Leste, East Timor. And somebody from a university there messaged me to give me some nice, kind words, right? So we have people that are friendly to Mike in the Night in all kinds of countries that we could get, you know. Hunter Moon saying, I'm number 37. Drinking on date makes loose lips, says AK1776. The answer to 1984 is 1776. I worked for a Portuguese from St. Michael's yesterday. Yeah, that's where I'm from too. San Miguel. Tig's in the house. Woo! The cops here in Edmonton are wasted. One cop was tweaking and chewing his lip and swearing. I had no idea what he was on. Yes, 1776. Yes. Oh, yeah. You are tuned in to Morning Coffee with Mike. Oh, yeah, it's Morning Coffee with Mike. You can come here, guys, and get your picture taken. A lot of people come and take a selfie in this corner here when they come visit me. So if you want to come and take a selfie here in this wall of fame here beside me, you're more than welcome to come down and check me out. There are no cops outside Portland, so it's whatever speed I want to drive. Hunter Moon. Yeah, that was a state that was trying to defund the police, right? They're blaming the actual public sector workers that are trying to keep a lid, or trying to, I don't know, keep a balance to things. You know, why don't they just start, if they want to save money in the public sector, start firing a lot of these teachers that shouldn't be teaching. I think a lot of them should be behind bars, if you ask me. But what do I know? I'm just a little toy store owner who likes John F. Kennedy, right? who wanted to be American his whole life. Mike, in Denmark, we have serious food shortages here due to droughts and bad state policies. Does Canada and the U.S. have the same problem? In Denmark, Denmark is very. Denmark used to produce a lot of its own food when a lot of the suburban areas were hustling and bustling, and there was more private citizen. Now Denmark has become more of a public citizenry where everyone, more and more people are starting to work for the government, and they're not working to make food. They're working in offices and dead-end bizarro jobs and government tax centers. Now, this is very problematic. And Canada, I got farms. I could walk to a farm anywhere I want here from where I am right now. There's two cattle farms just not far from here. I could go and I could talk to someone and buy a cow off the land and get it over to the butcher shop and have it slaughtered. So I'm not worried here. I got a gentleman that comes every 2 weeks to drop off 4 or 5 dozen fresh eggs with the blood still on the egg. I'm good because, again, I left the damn city. I left the city. I left the city of Vancouver because I knew I needed to go rural because the city is no longer, AK-1776 is saying, I've been hearing from many farmers that the food they've been getting for their chickens, hold on. Chicken seems to be tainted and makes the chickens not let, wait, whoa, hold on. Makes chickens not, I guess it means lay eggs. 2 brands that are sold at Tractor Supply, supposedly. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the feed could be tainted. Yeah, the feed could be tainted, folks. I wouldn't doubt me now in today's time. Yesterday, I paid $4 for a can of baked beans. Well, that must have been a big can of baked beans, Big Rob, New Zealand. Must have been a can probably the size of half of this store. I'm just joking. Yeah, no, the price of food, it's going there. And it's, something I prepared for and something a lot of you guys prepared for. A lot of you guys know the answers to this because, again, we've been talking about this for 10 years now. We didn't show up. This channel didn't show up after COVID. We actually were here years before, right? So let's check out food prices here. What have we been? All right, let's see what we're talking about here. Look at me. A year ago, everyone was making fun of me when I made this video. $103. People will be priced out of food by 2023. Foodflation or fuelflation is set to take off. What else did we talk about? Food prices out of control. At this rate, people can't afford to buy food by 2020, 8 years ago. Nobody watched this video. Nobody watched this video. Price of food has surpassed my rent 7 years ago. And food was already going up. This is when I was living in Vancouver. What else? Food prices spiking near a city near you. They can't hide inflation. People to starve by 2022. So, you're getting the taste of inflation. Food prices going up. Gas and diesel set to skyrocket a year ago. I love this one. This is my favorite video from 7 years ago. Watch this, folks. Price of oil dropped to $20 a barrel, right? But food prices go up. They can't hide inflation anymore. Oil prices go down and the cost of food rises. Eating out is unquestionably pricey, especially if you do it often. So, basically, 7 years ago, according to this video, when I made this video, the price of oil was about hitting $22 a barrel. Hear me out. But when the price of oil 3 months before that was $120 or $140 a barrel, they were blaming the hike on the price of food on the price of oil because the transportation, the production, and the logistics of getting the food out there was just too damn expensive. But we got a problem here. The price of oil went to $20 a barrel. Watch the video. And then you'll see how the price of food still keeps going up because they can't hide the inflation. There was a woman who bought a non-GMO feed from Tractor Supply, and chickens wouldn't produce eggs since October. But she started making her own, and they're producing again. So what I recommend people to do, if you got a little bit of land, well, obviously if you have chickens or a chicken coop on your, just start growing some corn. Not for grow corn for feed. Chickens love corn. Grow corn for feed. Grow a lot of corn for feed. Grow 5, 6 rows of corn. Dry it out. Take it off the cob. Start growing your own corn for feed. If you got land and you just want to maybe water your corn. I have corn. I grow corn every year. I grow 3 rows of corn every year. 3 rows of corn every year. We do. You know. We freeze most of it, right? We deep shrink it or put it in the Mylar bags or whatnot. Yeah, inflation is just another tax. Yes, I've slaughtered them right on the side of the road. What else? Chickens slow their production, but October to January, it's pretty extreme. I made some videos and posted YouTube. YouTube removed. Really? Why? The chicken can eat bugs, says James Farmer on the house. Yeah. Yeah. There's other things you could just randomly grow in your garden. If you have a chicken coop, I think you have room for 3 little rows of corn. You put 5 or 6 rows of corn. You got a couple of bags of feed. You put them in some of those, those cloth bags, right? So the moisture or the humidity doesn't mold it out. Just be smart about it. They can eat crickets. I'm not gonna. Yeah, chickens pretty much eat anything that pretty much you give them. They'll peck at it at first and then kind of walk away and then come back. Yeah, so we're going into this quiet season now. We're going into this, I feel like we're going into a quiet season right now. I think things are going to simmer down a bit before they make their next move. I think there's a quiet, I don't know. A lot of people are fearing there's going to be more lockdowns in Australia and Canada. A lot of people are feeling like they might do the climate angle that we were talking about back in 2019, where we were talking about climate lockdowns. And in that video, we predicted they're going to pull the trigger on the pandemic in 2019. So that's kind of hit and miss, right? That video circulating, guys. My short, the man who predicted the pandemic. Next month will be interesting, says AK1776. Larry Raymond is saying, my corn was brutally attacked by birds last year. Ooh. Mine wasn't. Actually, my corn came late last year. I mean, my corn came like third week of September or last week of September. And I planted it early. I planted my corn real early, and it came out real late. Mind you, the stalks got pretty high. I mean, they got higher than me, of course, right? I've done the math. It takes 5 ounces of scratch per day per bird. I've watched Lisa Marie's funeral yesterday. So sad, but it's on YouTube. I like Lisa Marie because she liked Magic Johnson. I'm joking. I think it was Michael Jackson. I eat gods. What? Whoa. I eat gods from the Hindi religion. Absolutely. Trump one. Absolutely. Damn, it keeps moving. Still grow what you can just to subsidize your cost, but it takes growing the right crop and enough land to feed them all year. Right. I predicted something similar to martial law 5 years before the pandemic. Where did that go? All thought I was crazy. Yeah. Hence, eating insects produce more nutritious eggs. Guys, okay, when you're getting, you see, when I get my eggs in, I get my eggs every 2 weeks. And there's still blood on the egg. Like I ask that the eggs stay bloody It dries, of course. It dries, but it creates a layer of protection, and it allows the egg to maintain um, continuity. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing to get them, especially when they're from a farm, right? But wow, we have 78 people watching. I usually barely get 20, 30 people watching. This is really good, guys. Thanks for coming on. Hens eating insects. Oh, good to see you. Good to see that you tracked down the raven on Mike in the Night. Good episode, Mike. Thanks. Yeah, someone's saying you shouldn't wash them. They last longer. All right, so let's go back to what that person was saying here. Sorry. Okay, so guys, if you want to join us, go on Odyssey right here. There's Odyssey right there. Mike Martins. There's the last episode of Mike in the Night, and we openly discuss and talk and call-ins from all over the world, the English-speaking world. And there's Supreme Canada on the last episode of Mike in the Night. We do an episode a week. So we're on 478. We've been doing this pretty much since the end of 2016. And basically opening up the mic and opening up for calls. We do a yearly prediction show on Mike in the Night where people call in and give their predictions for the next year. Our prediction show from last few weeks ago in December for 2023 predictions are starting to come to light. And I'm on Rumble. My Rumble, I don't. They booted me off live streaming. So I do have 600 followers on there, so the channel is picking up a little steam. I do put up replays of Mike in the Night on Rumble if you guys want to find them on here. They are on here. We had Uneducated Economist. We had all kinds of people come on Mike in the Night over the years. And I'm on Facebook, but Facebook doesn't want to verify my page because I'm not credible. And just posting up some photos there for you guys. And yeah, that's a channel time machine here on what we've been saying all these years here on the channel. You're welcome to search across the channel right there if you're on a desktop. And $600 food price, food skyrocketing, foodflation. People will be priced out of food by 2023, 5 years ago. I've been warning people about this for so long that, Mike in the Night, federalization of food and distribution. Middle class can't afford food 3 years ago. Holy crap. I really hit the food. If you look up food, you've got a lot of food. Wow, lots of food videos, man. Food to skyrocket by 2021, 830% middle class can't afford basic food. Food shortages ahead 6 years ago. Wow. So again, we are pre-COVID. We're a pre-COVID channel. A lot of channels are post-COVID. Like a lot of these new channels with millions of subscribers and thousands of followers, they came after COVID. We're pre-COVID. We're pre-COVID by 10 years. And the amount of crap I took from people over the years, you have no idea. Pretty sure the old Gemini crew... Oh, Jeff Salcedo's in the house. Jefe Salcedo, what's going on, buddy? Okay, so somebody deleted a message here. I'm sorry for your loss. Your interest rate prediction is coming true. No, see, it has to. See, the problem, Mr. IMC, with the interest rate prediction is... we weren't adjusting our rates to hedge against inflation for too many years now. They just kept lowering interest rates in the sense that the free money will prop up the economy, which it did, and it created this artificial bubble and artificial shortages. And this is the problem we're in today, right? So the prediction will happen is, but it has to. Or, again, we're going to knock off a zero. We're going to knock a zero off our currency. And what do I mean? Back in the early 80s, you can look this up. For Mexico to hedge against inflation in the early 80s, they had to knock a zero off their peso. So if you had a 100 peso bill, you knock off a zero, becomes 10. You have a 1,000 peso bill, you knock off a zero, becomes 100. In Canada, we talked about this, the Great Canadian Peso, where we're going to have to eventually knock a zero off our currency to keep in line. So if you have $100 bill, it's $10. I know this sounds crazy, but it's been done before to hedge against inflation, right? So this is a big problem. That's the hedge against inflation. Or it could go like Zimbabwe or those other countries and just keep adding zeros. You could keep adding zeros to your currency if you'd like, right? So, oh man. So that's how Mexico combated that. Bank of Canada raised interest rates 8 times in 1 year. You agree with that? Well, yeah, it's got to get to like we said here. It's got to get to 13. Was it 11%? Rate hike. I'll make an independent video about that, guys. Okay, because a lot of people are asking me about that. 2022. So, okay, let's find it again here, folks. Let me find it here for you guys. There it is. So, there it is right there. Interest rates are headed to 9% by 2022. And there it goes. So a lot of people are asking me the same question. Interest rates are headed to 9% by 2022, or inflation will creep in. So, there it is. And in the video, I show you guys the graphs up until 2022, I think 2023. And interest rates need to creep up to about 9 to 11% by the end of 2022, or people won't be able to buy food. So this is something that we've predicted on here, and it's very important, or we just lose the value. Our currency just loses value, right? Okay, in the 80s, I was a teenager, so I really don't know how hard it was, because I did not worry about the bills, but where to go? Worry about the bills, but we did not have social internet, right? So nothing was being exposed, right? Now with social internet or social media, people could see what's happening. All right, guys, it is 10:02. It is 10:02. It is 10:11 here. I'm going to be opening my store right now, guys. And you're welcome to come down and join me here. I'm at 1925 Quilchena Avenue in downtown Merritt, British Columbia. And if you want to come down and talk to me and maybe, have a coffee or tea or something, come on down and hang out for a bit. And I'll be here pretty much all day, and I'll be here all day tomorrow too. So I'll see you guys, and I really appreciate, sharing this video and supporting the small guy. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side, okay, guys? So see you guys, all in the comments there. And Saturday, I'll be live again on Mike in the Night, and there's already a few people said they want to call in to basically call in and get their voice heard. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.